The story begins in a quiet high school classroom. As the last bell echoes through the building, Daiki turns to his classmate and says, "Time to go home," but Shimizu, resting her head on her desk, shows no reaction. Daiki hesitates and wonders, should I try to wake her up? Just then, a boy with a paper bag on his head suddenly pops up from under the desk and says, "Daiki, how can you just sit near her like that?" Surprised, Daiki replies, "Shunya, what a rude thing to say." With an exaggerated shiver, Shunya exclaims, "She's a delinquent. It's natural to be afraid." Daiki looks puzzled. "Really?" Yes. Shunya doubles down, "Of course. It was clear earlier." He proceeds to recount a dramatic classroom event, recalling the teacher's sharp voice. "How many times must I ask you to get your hair dyed black?" But Shimizu simply walks away and retorts, "No way, I'm changing it to a different color." With a proud nod, Shunya concludes, "That's what happened." Daiki just responds, "I see," and then adds, "She's asleep now, it's fine. This makes her less scary." Shunya scoffs, "You're the only one who says that." Daiki, now more curious, asks, "Anyway, what's the deal with hiding away just to come here?" With a spark in his eyes, Shunya declares, "Glad you asked." Then in a solemn voice he confesses, "I like Sito-san." Daiki reflects silently, picturing her and thinking, "I don't know her much, given that she doesn't stand out." Shunya turns the question on him. "Daiki-san, is there anyone you like?" Daiki blinks and replies, "Huh? No." Shunya groans, "That's boring." Daiki's inner monologue reveals a deeper truth. "I don't care about love and don't have any ambitions. I've never seriously dedicated myself to anything. I just live an ordinary life." Unlike me, Shunya takes these things seriously. "Occasionally it makes me feel lonely." Shunya asks again, this time with a twist, "So, if you're not into anyone, is there a kind of girl you're drawn to?" Daiki admits, "Never pictured myself being in a relationship." Shunya clarifies, "I'm referring to looks." Daiki thinks for a moment and answers, "Maybe someone with an elegant style." Shunya leans in, "Could you be more specific?" Daiki nods, "A person who wears the uniform as it should be. Long black hair would be a plus." Shunya probes further, "What about accessories?" "They're permitted at school as long as they're not too showy." Daiki answers, "Someone who doesn't draw too much attention is fine." Shunya laughs, "So you picked the simple route. It's getting interesting. What comes next?" "Shunya, how about your club?" Daiki suddenly remembers, "Oh, is it that late already? I've got to hurry to the club. Take care." The next day, Daiki notices Shimizu's seat is empty and wonders, "Shimizu-san arriving late today?" Suddenly the classroom door slides open, and whispers ripple through the room, "Always so blunt. So scary. Avoid eye contact." "Really? Shimizu-san? It can't be, what? That's..." Even Daiki is stunned. Shimizu has dyed her hair black. As he watches her enter, he recalls his conversation with Shunya and thinks, "Amazing. Perfect. But I still feel it's only a coincidence." She walks toward him and stops at his desk, staring silently. Daiki, sweating under the pressure, is frozen until the teacher breaks the tension. "Let's get started with the art class." She takes her seat and Daiki wonders, what just happened? Did I mess up with Shimizu-san? I thought I was behaving normally, or maybe not. The teacher announces, "Today, you'll be working in pairs. Pair up with the person next to you, and decide who will draw first." Daiki, trying to keep things calm, says, "I'm counting on you, Shimizu-san. Do you want to be the first to draw, or would you rather go afterwards?" She responds flatly, "The order doesn't matter. Do it as you wish." Daiki thinks, seems like classic Shimizu-san, and asks, "So, can I go first?" She nods. While playing with her hair, she suddenly asks, "Not that I mind, but did something catch your eye?" Before Daiki can respond, the teacher interrupts, "Have you decided who will model? We'll start in 10 minutes. While posing, try to maintain a relaxed posture." Shimizu sits posing. Daiki, pencil in hand, asks, "Shimizu-san, are you feeling okay in this position?" She replies, "It's simpler like this. Or would you like me to put my hands on my knees?" Daiki reassures her, "It's fine if you're comfortable this way." She responds, "Okay then." When the teacher tells everyone to start, Daiki begins drawing, but he pauses, staring at her knees. Shimizu snaps, "Hey, why did you suddenly stop?" Flustered, he stammers, "Sorry." And she flips her hair with a huff. Later, Daiki says, "I'll be drawing your face now, so stay in position and look at me, Shimizu-san." She blushes and protests, "Huh? But this, hey, but..." Daiki calmly adds, "If your face starts to itch, just let me know before. It's not an issue." She looks down with a gloomy expression and says, "Huh? That wasn't it?" Daiki thinks, "Oh, so she was just angry?" Their eyes meet briefly and she suddenly says, "Hold off on the face for now, I need to prepare. There's still so much to do," while turning away. Daiki quickly adjusts, "Got it, I'll draw another area." So I'll move it down a bit. Shimizu, startled, covers her chest and yells, "Hey Handu! Where do you think you're staring at?" Daiki averts his eyes and stutters, "Where?" A bit below the face. She narrows her eyes, "Why are you gazing over here?" He pleads, "I have no bad intentions. I swear." She raises an eyebrow, "Really?" He says yes. She stares at him and demands, "Could you say again that you don't have any bad intentions?" Daiki thinks being observed this way by someone of the opposite sex is awkward, isn't it? Then he puts on a serious face and declares, "No bad intentions." Shimizu nods and wonders silently, was it better to be honest? Suddenly, Daiki blurts out, "I'm sorry Shimizu-san, I lied." He continues, "I said I had no bad intentions, but maybe I did have a little. No, maybe even more than that. I'm sorry." Shimizu presses, "So you saw that part of my body and had some lewd thoughts?" He admits, "Yes." She says calmly, "I'll forgive you this time. I was also feeling a bit nervous. There's one condition though." Daiki asks, "What is it?" She replies, "From now on I won't move, so make sure to draw me well." He nods, "Don't worry." After a while, Daiki announces, "Shimizu-san, now I'll be drawing your face, okay?" She responds with renewed energy, "Sure. Go for it." Daiki smiles, "I'll get started then." He looks at her and adds, "Shimizu-san, calm down." She asks, "Do I look nervous?" He says, "Your face looks quite stern." She shuffles and says, "Hold on," then locks eyes with him and asks, "Like this?" Daiki replies, "It hasn't changed much." Frustrated, she grabs her side hair and sighs, "Nothing seems to be working." Daiki, trying to ease her tension, says, "Shimizu-san, the black hair looks great on you." She turns red and stammers, "Don't just say stuff like that out of the blue." Ah. She adds softly, "I thought you hadn't even noticed." Daiki, curious, asks, "What was the reason for choosing black?" She makes a funny face and responds, "It's nothing special. Just draw already, will you?" Daiki laughs and she asks, "What's so funny?" He replies, "I just didn't expect you to make such a funny expression. I've been enjoying myself since we started chatting." She looks at him and asks, "Do you say that to everyone?" Daiki says, "Honestly, I'm saying this for the first time." Shimizu exhales and says, "Sure, keep going. Keep drawing. We're short on time." Daiki nods okay and thinks, good to see she's a bit more at ease. When he finishes the drawing, he says, "With everyone finished, you can now relax. Thank you for posing as my model, Shimizu-san." She replies, "It was nothing," and leans in, "Let me have a look." Daiki hands it over and asks, "What do you think?" She studies it and says, "Anyone who sees it will realize it's me." Then she asks, "I have a question about your drawing." Daiki tilts his head, "What is it?" Shimizu points at the sketch and asks, "What's the reason for the thin lines on my face?" Daiki answers honestly, "I just drew what I saw," and thinks, "Does it look bad?" Shimizu unexpectedly blushes. The teacher announces the rest period has ended. Change places. You have 10 minutes to draw your partner. Daiki offers, "I'll model now. Do you want me to take any particular pose?" She replies, "It's up to you." As Daiki poses, she begins sketching, occasionally glancing up. He stares at her and she hides her face, murmuring, "Don't look at me so seriously." Daiki asks, "So, should I face that way?" Shimizu panics, "Look at me." "Wait, don't look." Later, walking home, Shimizu recalls the compliment Daiki gave her, and smiles quietly to herself. Meanwhile, Daiki reflects, "The day Shimizu-san dyed her hair black was the day my routine began to shift." The next day in the classroom, Shunya bursts out with excitement, "Handmade lunches. They're the best." Daiki, a bit surprised, asks, "What's up with you all of a sudden?" Shunya replies, "Daiki, you always buy sandwiches from the cafeteria." Daiki shrugs and says, "I always wake up tired. No way I can make lunch." Shunya leans in, eyes gleaming, "Well, in that case, if the girl you like makes you lunch, how would you take it?" Daiki smiles a little and admits, "That would make me really happy." Shunya claps his hands, "Right? Even better if it's something you like." Daiki chuckles, "You seem really excited." Shunya sighs dreamily, "Wish it were an omelet." Daiki adds with a grin, "Or maybe some beef." Then he thinks to himself, to get a lunch every now and then? Yeah, it would be a dream. Daiki remembers something and says, "By the way, we have cooking class tomorrow." Shunya nods, "That's right. If I were in Sito-san's group, I could taste Herrick food." Daiki says, "It would be nice to cook together." Shunya quickly asks, "Oh, are you interested?" Daiki answers, "Often do it on my own. Sometimes I wish I could cook with someone else." In his thoughts, he mutters, "My sister never helps me with household chores." Shunya beams, "Oh. It would be great to cook with someone you like." Daiki quickly replies, "Not necessarily with someone I like." Then he reflects, "Wouldn't it be better to cook with someone I have a crush on?" Meanwhile, Shimizu is nearby, quietly tapping her phone and overhearing their conversation. Shunya asks, "Is there a girl in your group, Daiki?" He answers, "For now, it's just Shimizu-san." Shunya leans in and whispers, I don't remember ever seeing her in cooking class. Daiki shrugs, it'll be fun though, we're going to make sautéed vegetables. Shunya grins, let's do our best. The next day in cooking class the teacher announces, listen. The groups will split into different roles so that everything runs well. We'll make sautéed vegetables. As we already decided, just then Shimizu enters the class. Students murmur, she has never come to this class before. Why come today? Scary. Shimizu-san? Daiki sees her and says, that apron looks good on you. Also, we're in the same group, let's do our best. She blushes and the teacher signals to start. A student asks who will cut the ingredients. Daiki steps up, I will. Don't worry. It's quite a task, but I always, Shimizu cuts in, I'll help you. Daiki looks surprised, what? She repeats, I said I'm going to cut the ingredients too. It'll go faster if we work together. Besides, if I don't help, they'll say I didn't do anything. Daiki smiles, I'm fine with it. I'll take the help. Do you like to cook, Shimizu-san? She stammers, sweating, count on me. Daiki notices her nervous face and asks, will it be okay? Do you really think you can? She insists, leave it to me. Daiki thinks for some reason I'm really worried, but it would be really cruel to leave her alone. Don't see why I should doubt. And says aloud, let's work together, Shimizu-san. He suggests, how about we divide it by shifts? She replies confidently, I got this. Daiki says, Shimizu-san, would you mind starting with the cabbage? Just adjust it to a more suitable size. She grabs the cabbage like a basketball and says, got it? Daiki thinks, so, I'm starting with the carrot. Suddenly Shimizu slams the cabbage on the table and grabs a knife like a butcher. Daiki turns pale and says, Shimizu-san? Could you lower the knife for a moment? She blinks, sure. Daiki nervously asks, what were you about to do? She answers innocently, what are you talking about? Weren't we cutting the cabbage? Daiki says, okay, but that's how you hold the knife, got it? She mutters, I was nervous. I always hold it like this. Daiki reassures her, indeed, cooking in front of people can be tricky. She agrees exactly, but I'm okay now. Shall I go on? He nods, any doubts, feel free to ask. She places her hand on the cabbage like she's about to stab it. Daiki quickly says, wait. She asks, what's up now? He exclaims, what way of chopping is that? She explains, I was going to cut it into small strips. He responds, well, it's not exactly wrong, it shouldn't be tiny. We'll be doing sautéed vegetables today. She asks, really? Daiki thinks, it almost ended up as sautéed vegetables and grated cabbage. She asks, what's the right size? He says, I'll show you. But first, cut the cabbage in half to make it more stable. She does and he praises her, maintain this pace while cutting. She says okay and starts cutting the cabbage perfectly. She then picks up an onion and nervously says, next up, the onion. Daiki thinks, almost done. Come on, Shimizu-san. My part's all done. He instructs, Shimizu-san, keep your left hand like a cat's paw, and demonstrates with a pose. She copies it but turns it into a fighting stance. Daiki panics, you're going to kill someone. She asks, what? Isn't this correct? He replies quickly, don't worry, it's all right. And thinks, looked like a fight was going to break out. She asks, so, do I cut it like this? He nods, yep, that's it. But maybe it's better to adjust the cat's paw position a bit. She asks, where do I position it? Daiki tries explaining but decides the ideal would be for her to try it herself. He then says, lend me your hand for a moment, Shimizu-san. She pulls back, surprised, what are you planning to do? He answers gently, I'll show you how to position your hand. I thought of holding your hand to show you how it's done. But he thinks she probably doesn't like being touched. So he says, apologies if I made you uneasy. She replies, you can take my hand and teach me. I said it's okay. He asks, are you sure? She responds, we can't go back now. Daiki gently places his hand over hers on the onion. Nearby students stare at them. Shimizu turns to them and says, has anyone lost anything here? The students quickly turn away. Daiki asks, all good? Not putting too much pressure? She mumbles, ugh, this shouldn't be like this. Something's wrong. She adds, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm causing trouble. He comforts her, nothing is perfect right away. Don't worry. Place the blade where you want to make the cut. Keep your hand like a cat's paw. And start cutting like this. Onion chopped. You're nailing it. He thinks, yes. I was nervous at first, but then Shimizu proudly raises her hand. I managed to learn the cat's paw technique. Daiki is amazed and thinks she looks like a kitten, then says, shall we cut the rest now? She says, I'll handle it. After a while, their dish is finished, and it's delicious. Daiki reflects, at the beginning I thought it might go wrong. But I'm glad we managed to do it. Shimizu tastes it and smiles. She then looks at Daiki and asks, Handu, may I ask a question? She continues, how did you feel About cooking with me? Daiki replies sincerely, I must admit at first I was afraid you might get hurt. However, I'm so happy we got to cook together. It was a blast. It was fun because you really put in the effort. It would be nice if we could do this together again in the next class. She responds, we can do it again. Well, if you want. He smiles and she asks, what's so funny? He says, I thought you would turn me down. I'm counting on you next time, Shimizu-san. She replies, why yeah? It can't be helped. Daiki smiles again and thinks, one of my wishes has come true, on such a day. That night, Shimizu sat in the bathtub, warm steam swirling around her face as her thoughts drifted toward Daiki. Her brows furrowed slightly as her fingers brushed the water's surface. It wasn't supposed to be like this. I just wanted to prove to him that I could cook. I didn't expect his hands to be this strong, but... She leaned back, a soft blush spreading across her cheeks as she recalled the sensation of Daiki's grip. Her chest tightened, not unpleasantly, as she remembered his words. He said he enjoyed cooking with me. The thought was too much. With a frustrated puff, she splashed cold water onto her face, trying to cool her thoughts. Then reality struck. Wait. He could have said that to anyone. Her eyes widened as panic set in. She slapped her cheeks. No way. There has to be something. That's right. Like a lightning bolt of hope, a memory lit up in her mind. Daiki's voice filled with honest appreciation. Handmade lunches, they're the best. Before she could bask in that warmth, the bathroom door creaked open and her sister peeked in with a grin. Hey, your precious sister is here. Shimizu jumped with a yelp. Her sister laughed. Did I scare you? Want me to wash your back? Shimizu turned red and barked back, flustered. No, wait for me to finish. But her sister was relentless, voice sing-songy and teasing. I want to talk to my sister. If you don't want to discuss romance right now, can't we talk about something else? Is there anything I can help you with? Your lovely sister can advise you on romance or perhaps romance. Shimizu sighed and lowered her voice. Yeah, I have something in mind. Not long after, the two were in the kitchen, aprons tied tight. Her sister listened with a knowing smile as Shimizu explained the situation. I totally get it. You want to impress a boy who has helped you a lot by showcasing your cooking skills, which is why you want to make him lunch. Shimizu nodded, slightly bashful. To sum it up, yes. Her sister clapped her hands. So, as a test, you're going to cook fried chicken with ginger. Shimizu gave it her best shot, but when the dish was done, she stared down at the plate, grimacing. I think I messed up a bit. Her sister blinked and tilted her head. Just a bit? No need to worry. It's still just the first step. Don't give up. Your sister is here for you. Fight. Next day. Back in the kitchen, Shimizu took a deep breath and straightened her apron. All right, let's get to work. Her sister pumped a fist, cheering her on as Shimizu moved to the chicken. But when she brought out the cutting board, aren't you supposed to only cut the tendons? How tiny. Turned out so small. Weren't you supposed to make fried chicken? Shimizu stared down in horror. What? It's way too different? It's completely wrong. They tried again. Her sister placed the chest piece in front of her. This time, chop it better than you did before. After that, let it fry on low heat. It looks great. This is definitely going to turn out well. But when it was done, her sister poked the meat with a frown. Why does it look like slime? No idea. Shimizu mumbled. She tasted it, only to gag. It doesn't look like chicken or ginger at all. Her sister looked concerned. Well, is there another way to thank him? You don't have to push yourself so much. We can save lunch for another day. But Shimizu's eyes burned with determination. No. I want to learn how to prepare lunch now. Her sister tilted her head. What? I want to thank him right away. In her heart, Shimizu whispered. And see his satisfied expression. Her sister stepped closer. It's all about returning the favor right away. It's hard to bear the thought that I can't achieve this. With dramatic flair, her sister transformed into a cheerleader outfit. Then you need to give your best. Let's fight. Shimizu blinked. Were you wearing that underneath? Her sister beamed. After all, your sister is a noisy one. Let me show you the excellent counseling ability of the vice president of the student council. You're just making me anxious? Shimizu sighed. And so they worked hard, for entire. In the end, AI's face lost its joy. Shimizu stood in front of a smoking pan, shoulders sagging. What? Her sister gave her a sympathetic look. Well, you did put in some effort. At least it has the right shape. You're making me even sadder. School is just around the corner. No time to eat. I'll just take it anyway. Her sister asked with concern. Even though mom prepared lunch for you? It's not good to waste food. As she packed 2 lunch boxes, Shimizu's heart sank. I'll stop making lunch, there's no way to eat this. No matter how kind Hondu is, even he wouldn't want this. Her sister noticed the gloom and offered a gentle smile. Don't lose heart. The kitchen is all about love. It was prepared with so much love. Classroom. Shimizu sat at her desk, lunchbox in hand, her fingers trembling. Love? If he thinks it's good, I won't mind. She looked up and saw Daiki's face. What's wrong? You seem a bit down. Daiki rubbed the back of his head. I'm sorry. Shimizu-san. I left my wallet at home, end up missing lunch. Can't you get Matsuoka to help? Shunya has a meeting at the football club today. Like I said, I'll end up not having lunch today. I apologize for worrying you, Shimizu-san. She stared at the lunch boxes, heart pounding. Doesn't worry me. She stood up, walked over and held one out to him. It's yours now. He blinked. I'm really glad, but what about you, Shimizu-san? My portion is here. My parents prepared the one he's got, so it'll be okay. He paused. Wait, then whose is this one? Doesn't matter. I'm giving it to you simply for helping me in cooking class. Anyway, I can't finish 2 whole bentos, so don't stress about it. Got it. If Shimizu-kan has her portion, then it's fine for me to eat. I appreciate the gesture. No problem. She opened her own box, and her face paled. They're exchanged. Panic rose in her throat. He hasn't opened it yet. I need to switch them quickly. How do I take it back after handing it to him? It's a complete disaster. She watched, frozen as he opened it, blackened, smoky meat inside. He picked up his chopsticks. He didn't even notice? He ate it. He's eating like it's no big deal. Is he going to be okay? Even if I were to eat, it's still dangerous. He glanced up, meeting her wide eyes. It's hard to eat with someone staring so much. Shimizu-san? Hondu, are you okay? What? You're not feeling pressured to eat? Are you? Did you add any seasoning to the chicken that you wouldn't? Did he manage to recognize that it was chicken? I didn't add anything. Did you not notice anything while eating? No. Could it be that love is the flavor of despair? I feel depressed just thinking about it. I like roasted ginger, that's why. I get emotional when I eat it. If you think it's bad, just say so. What? I can't say that. After all, Shimizu-san, you went out of your way to prepare a lunch for me. She gasped. Why do you think I was the one who made it? Because you asked me if I thought it was bad. If you hadn't said that, it wouldn't be you who prepared it, Shimizu-san. She had no words. So that's the case. Is it really fine for me to eat the lunch you put so much effort into making? He paid such close attention to me. I cooked it because I wanted you to eat. I'm so happy you got to eat. Should I tell him that? I can't. It makes me feel embarrassed. Shimizu-san? It's okay. I prepared this lunch on a whim, that's it. I gave it to you because I didn't think I could eat it all by myself. But you still worked hard to make them, right? In the past few days you seemed a bit down, but after seeing you today, Shimizu-san, I think it's related to the lunch you made. Since we were together on the day of the cooking class, I immediately noticed how much you improved. You put in a lot of effort. Cooking is all about love. Oh, this omelet tastes great. There are so many different flavors. That's enough, just be quiet and eat. After he finished, Shimizu reached out. Could you pass me the box? I would like to wash it and return it clean, is that okay? I mentioned that this bento is a gratitude for the cooking so you can take advantage of my goodwill. Thank you again for sure. The food, Shimizu-san. It's nothing. One more thing, thank you for feeding me today. I was in trouble. You really helped me. I'm really happy to eat a lunch that Shimizu-san made. I'll compensate you next time. I'm really happy. I'm really happy. I'm really happy. Shimizu-san, are you okay? You don't need to thank me, but if I make another bento just for the sake of it, you better eat it as well. Sure. I can't wait for it. That night, Shimizu hugged her pillow, rolling across the bed with a wide grin on her face. The bento, he looked satisfied. She let out a joyful cry, heart dancing. I'm so happy. I'm going to make another bento. At home, Shimizu sat quietly with a cooking book open in her lap, her brow furrowed in determination. Her eyes traced the page, but her thoughts drifted elsewhere. Handed him the bento, but I'm not completely satisfied with the result, so I'll try again. Next time, both the appearance and the taste will surprise you with perfect flavor. She smiled softly, her heart fluttering as she imagined Daiki's voice, warm and full of praise. It was unbelievably tasty, Shimizu-san. Her face lit up in a flush of excitement as her imagination took over. Will he request a bento from me every single day? Will we be able to get even closer? I'm happy I was able to thank him for the help he gave me in the cooking class. It'll be easier to express myself next time. As long as everything stays on track, I'll be able to thank him the same way I did then. Just then her sister AI popped into the room, interrupting her daydream. I heard you managed to thank him for the cooking class. Is that right? Shimizu snapped her head up, startled and furious. Who the fuck said that? AI smirked playfully. It's a secret. So, how did the thank you go? Was there anything else besides the help in class? I won't tell you. What? And for what purpose? So, tell me about the person you're interested in. No chance at all. Why don't you ever tell me anything? I want to talk about romance with you. Isn't it fun? I don't want to. Besides, you're the only one having fun. That's not true. I'm great at giving advice. I don't expect anything from you. Don't underestimate the experience of an older sister. Even if it's just a 1-year difference? Even so, a year is still a year. Trust your sister. You don't have faith in me? That's because you always talk with that weird attitude. AI huffed and placed her hands on her hips. Well, I hope you haven't forgotten Kay. Your big sister helped you in the kitchen. Don't you recall that late your awful meals too? Then she leaned in teasingly. What type of person is Kay interested in? Who is this guy Daiki Hondu? Shimizu's eyes widened in panic. You already know the name? She couldn't hold back her feelings anymore. He's incredibly pure and kind. He's quite unique. Unique? Yes, Daiki Hondu is a unique boy. Ever since that time we met. The scene blurred into memory. A chaotic school hallway. A student called out. Hondu, I need you to take care of the cleaning today. Switch with me. I must get back soon. I can't help it. Daiki responded gently without hesitation. No worries, I'll handle the cleaning. From across the hallway Shimizu had watched. The impression I got from that boy whom I rarely met was of someone shy and excessively kind. Whenever I saw him I got the impression that he was helping someone but without engaging in any manner, not knowing each other's names, nor having ever talked before. He didn't catch my attention. I saw him as a weak character rather than a kind person. A new memory surfaced. Shimizu facing a boy she had just rejected. Is it love at first sight for all of them or what? What? The boy asked. Couldn't you turn me down a bit more gently? Perhaps give it more thought before saying something? She responded coldly. I can't date someone whose name I don't even know. His face twisted in anger. Just because you have a pretty face, you act so full of yourself. He suddenly grabbed her arm, his voice rising. I'm confessing my feelings and yet. Before things escalated, Daiki stepped in between them. Excuse me, but my name is Daiki Hondu. Shimizu blinked in disbelief. Is he in his right mind? He suddenly started introducing. The boy snarled at Daiki. Tell me, what's your relationship with her? She's someone I have just met. Someone who is not her friend nor her boyfriend. Has no right to get involved in my confession. Daiki remained calm. I'm sorry. If everything were all right I would let it go, but you grabbed her arm tightly, that's why I had to step in. And still, you shouldn't put a hand on her. This will make you a bad person. Shimizu recalled quietly. After that Hondu spent some time convincing the boy. She braced herself, her thoughts swirling. Wait, is he going to say something like, I helped you so let's date? Otherwise, why would he help someone he doesn't even know? But instead, Daiki simply said, I'll take my leave as well. In that case, she stood frozen, a statue of indecision. But she couldn't let him walk away. Not without knowing. I wanted to ask you a question. You didn't end up here by coincidence, did you? Do people actually get into dangerous situations without thinking beforehand? He replied simply. I saw you heading to the back of the school with that boy, and I knew he had a short temper. So, I ended up worrying. So is that why you followed me? Yeah. You really are a good person. For someone who is neither a friend nor an acquaintance, not everyone would go to such lengths. But Daiki shook his head. Not like that. I'm doing this for my own sake. If I didn't do anything and you ended up in trouble, I would end up hating myself. That's why I chose to intervene. And isn't that a way to be good? People who are truly good are those who don't want to see others suffering. I do these things so I won't feel sad. I behave like this to prevent distress. That's all. That's why you took such. Don't you mind getting hurt? That's also something I don't like, but the regret would be even more painful. Her heart twisted at his words. His sorrowful expression worried me. Has he ever faced such intense regret? She said softly. If you keep acting this way, someday you'll end up suffering the consequences. I'll make sure to be careful. Thanks. Since then I began to see him in a new light. Due to his gentle nature, I started tracking him with my eyes whenever I encountered him. Back to the present, Shimizu told her sister honestly. It was not what I had anticipated. You haven't thanked him yet for what he did that day, have you? Shimizu's forehead beaded with sweat. That's true. Well, although we're in the same school now, maybe because I dyed my hair blonde, he seems to treat me as if it's the first time we're meeting. Oh, so it might be more difficult to express gratitude now. Shimizu thought bitterly. During that time, I was unable to say a word of thanks. It's something that has been troubling me for quite some time. Her sister smiled, softening. I can see why Kay likes him. Hey, Daiki is a nice guy, don't you think? No, that's not what I meant. I thought we were talking about how unique he was, remember? He's a unique boy, that's why you're interested, right? Ah, sure. Why not use another method? As for expressing gratitude, invite Daiki on a date. Shimizu turned bright red and burst out. Date? If you enjoyed diving into this manga with me, don't forget to smash that like button. It helps more than you know.